Have you ever heard a story so shrouded in mystery that it feels like a tale straight from a novel? What if I told you such a story exists, not in the pages of a book, but in the annals of maritime history, involving a ship whose fate remains a mystery to this day? Welcome to Mystery Mists. Mary Celeste is an ancient ship that forms the perfect example of the theories of ghost ships narrated and told by many. Originally christened the Amazon, the American vessel was built in 1860 in the Nova Scotian hamlet of Spencer's Island. The Mary Celeste was a dual-mast vessel known as a brigantine. The ship began its unfaithful journey on November 7, 1872. It sailed with 7 crew members, Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs, his wife Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia. The 282-ton ship faced rough weather for 2 weeks to arrive at the Azores. It was here that the ship's last log entry was recorded at 5 a.m. on November 25. Nobody knows what happened to the ship to this day. There are many theories ranging from piracy to deadly waterspouts, alien saucers, and the presence of ghosts. The story of the unlucky ship, the Mary Celeste, became really famous after Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote a short story about it. His story was about a former slave who turned into a killer sailor. Another important person who studied Mary Celeste was Anne McGregor. She made a film called The True Story of Mary Celeste, which the Smithsonian Networks helped pay for. About 10 days after the Mary Celeste left on December 5, 1872, the crew of another ship, the Gratia, saw it. It was floating without anyone on it in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, near the Azores Islands in Portugal. The ship's mainsail was rolled up and its topsail was ripped. It seemed like the ship was just drifting with the wind, with no one steering it. Gratia's captain, David Morehouse, was a good friend of Benjamin Spooner Briggs, the captain of the Mary Celeste. They had dined together a week before sailing on their respective ships towards the Mediterranean. Once Captain Morehouse recognized the ship to be Mary Celeste, he sent his first mate, Oliver Deveau, to find out if everyone on board the Mary Celeste was safe. The first officer noted the position of the floating ship as 38 degrees 20 minutes north and 17 degrees 15 minutes west, about 600 miles away from Portugal. Getting on board the ship was hard. They tried to call out to the crew, but no one showed up to help with the sails, and the strong winds kept pushing the ship along. Oliver Deveau and some other sailors thought the crew must be suffering from an epidemic so that they might have become weak and sick. However, when they finally managed to climb the ship, they were shocked to find nobody on board. Before diving deeper into the theories, let me remind you, if you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries and tales of the unexplained, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Join us as we unravel more stories that defy explanation. There were no signs of violence or piracy. Nothing was stolen, and the crew's possessions and cargo were all in place. Everything was peaceful and quiet. The conditions where the ship was found added to the mystery surrounding it. Unable to find anybody in the vicinity, the Gratia sailed about 800 miles to Gibraltar. At a salvage case called by a British court, the main question was whether the crew of the Gratia was entitled to receive compensation from the ship's underwriters. But wait, there's a twist. Attorney General Frederick Solly Flood wasn't buying the story just yet. He eyed the Gratia crew with suspicion, convinced they were up to no good. So he launched a deep, thorough investigation. Imagine the suspense as 3 whole months ticked by, and finally the court's verdict was in no sign of any wrongdoing or mischief. Despite the doubts, the salvagers of the Gratia were awarded a hopping 1/6 of the Mary Celeste and its cargo's insured value of $46,000. This payout stirred the pot even more, leaving a lingering question in the air. Were the Gratia crew really as innocent as the court declared? The plot thickens. The mystery of Mary Celeste started soon after the ship was tasked with the transportation of about 1,700 alcohol casks to the Italian province of Genoa in the year 1872. The vessel, which departed as per her schedule on November 7, 1872, did not reach the Genoese port at all, but was found to be adrift in the Gibraltar Strait by the vessel Gratia, which had left the New York harbor precisely a week after the Mary Celeste's departure. The perplexing details were soon apparent. The shipman and the captain were nowhere to be found, while the only lifeboat equipped in the boat was missing. But even as these two things became clear, it was also found that the commodities aboard the vessel, the cargo, which was denatured alcohol, and the people's personal belongings were completely untouched, which negated the theory of pirates raiding the ship almost immediately. While speculations came forth about the tyranny of the captain towards his team, the fact that Briggs was an experienced captain and an honorable man with a high sense of duty and integrity towards his profession soon overruled these speculations. One theory that has gained a lot of credibility about the ghost ship is the one revolving around the alcohol casks and the captain's decision to abandon the vessel before a fire could erupt. The fact that 9 barrels of alcohol were uncovered and a rope was dangling into the water added to the credibility of this supposition, though nothing concrete has been established. It was believed that the alcohol vapors expanded in the Azores' heat, so the main hatch blew off. Hence, everyone on board feared an explosion and abandoned the ship. However, MacGregor said the boarding party found the main hatch secure and did not smell any fumes. Per the report, 9 of the 1701 barrels were empty, but those 9 empty barrels were made of red oak and not white oak like the others. Red oak is a more porous wood and is likely to leak. Another source of suspicion was the 2 German crew members, also brothers. Volkert and Boy Lorenzen came under suspicion as none of their possessions was found on the ship. However, one of their relatives told MacGregor that the brothers lost their belongings in an 1872 shipwreck and had no motive to do anything to other crew members. Attorney General Solly Flood's notes yielded the starting point for further investigations. Per his records, Captain Briggs altered the course to go north of Santa Maria Island the day before Mary Celeste arrived at the Azores. The night before the ship's last log entry, it faced rough seas and strong winds again. However, harsh weather and a faulty clock might not be why the ship captain and crew abandoned it. Another finding was that on its last journey, Mary Celeste carried coal and was recently refitted. According to the theory, coal dust and construction debris might have fouled its pumps, which could explain the disassembled pump found on board the drifting ship. As the ship's pumps were not working, the captain was unaware of how much seawater was in the ship's hull. At this time, the captain, having dealt with rough weather and seen land, decided to abandon the boat as he thought the ship might sink. Other widespread rumors and theories about the Mary Celeste mystery include mutiny, encountering flying saucers, accidental foraying into the Bermuda Triangle, and also experiencing harsh weather conditions. But since the vessel was found intact with no visible damages, all these theories remain suppositions. The marine world has seen more than its share of ghost ship anecdotes. While some are intimidating, some are genuinely confusing. The mystery of Mary Celeste unequivocally comes into the latter category and is worth considering. Thank you for joining us on this enigmatic journey. If you have any theories or insights, feel free to share them in the comments below. Until next time, keep pondering the mysteries of the unexplained.